Balenciaga was taking my imagery off of their site, and the Drink Champs was being taken down. And I said, this is the happiest day of my life. I love cutting the grass low. People wasn't really with you. They was part-time. People switch up when it's wartime. I'd rather have people who are really with me and not people who are just trying to.
Hey man, stay safe world. You already know what's going on. We gotta talk about the situation with Adidas and Kanye West, man. Kanye West was effectively dropped by Adidas when they decided to cut ties with him today.
Official, Adidas has terminated its partnership with Ye immediately. That's the artist, of course, formerly known as Kanye West.
We're about to get into that and what that means for the whole empire of Kanye West, man. But before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all run up the merch, link in the description, man, and let's tap into this situation, yo. So it was announced today that Adidas, after overwhelming pressure from the international community, has cut ties with Kanye West. This doesn't mean that they're gonna stop producing Yeezys, because they actually own the patents and like basically the designs. So I mean, the 350s, all the Yeezy shoes, it looks like they're probably gonna continue, you know, because like, why would it stop? And it is kind of a hypocritical situation because people are saying like they don't really care what he's saying, like it's gonna continue. Like obviously they don't give a fuck about what is really happening. And you know, at the end of the day, Kanye is the one that signed this thing, and he's just gonna say that, oh yeah, I like having the grass cut short. That's what he said in his new interview. But in reality, if y'all look at the reason why this man even became a billionaire, it was because of the whole situation with Adidas. So like this man is gonna be losing out like $500 million a year in money, in revenue that he gets from Adidas. And obviously he can try to make his own factories and shit like that and try to like create his own production from the jump. But at the real shit, we all know that that shit is gonna take time. It takes a considerable amount of resources. Sure, he probably has designers on deck, but everyone who's just gassing him up, defending him, is thinking like everyone's just down to ride with him. All these fire designers and all these fire people. It's not like this man Kanye was making the shoes by himself, man. Like it's not like he was even making the designs by himself. After himself imploding, who exactly is gonna want to work with someone like that? And y'all could be spitting all that fake lyrical miracle ass shit talking about this nigga really no, this nigga has no plan, because it's like of course he wanted to get out of the Gap shit, and that's understandable, and he was mad at Adidas, but originally they were supposed to keep going with their partnership for a while. And now at the end of the day, the only loser is fucking like Kanye. And on top of that, I think it's like the fact that his sales have dropped like 20% from music wise, like his streams have just been dropping significantly and shit like that. I honestly feel like it's gonna be a constant trend with him. Like not only his music is gonna drop, but if Adidas had continued to sell the fucking Yeezys and shit like with Kanye, I feel like eventually that shit's gonna drop too. Yeah, there's a lot of Kanye dick riders that are all up in the comments talking about shit, but I don't think that's the vast majority of people that actually think that shit. Plus it's like those niggas, like I feel like the people that he's aiming at, like white people and stuff that might feel some type of way, like they probably be buying way more Yeezys than the average like brain dead Yeezy fan that doesn't even know shit like that, man. And niggas probably gonna get mad at me and shit, but at the end of the day, man, like look at the numbers. Y'all really think that he's gonna be able to make up $500 million a year when he's cut off from every single company? Yeah, he has $1 billion, but how much does production even cost? Like the cost of like making your own factory and all that shit. He doesn't have the infrastructure for that shit already. Like that shit is like goddamn very hard. I mean, maybe he has some type of infrastructure, but who's really gonna work with him? Like I'm not talking about factories, I'm talking about designers. Like what designer is gonna want to co-sign from this dude that is like going off the rails? Like who wants to work with someone that be changing up every single day? Like he's gonna cut off so many people, cut the grass so low that no one's gonna work with him. And sure, he has money to fall back on right now, but it's like it's not very, like, just because you have $1 billion, that doesn't mean that you have all that shit liquid in cash. A lot of it is probably wrapped up in the Adidas deals and stocks and shit, some type of like performance package for doing well. They give you more stocks or some shit. Honestly, we don't know the structure of it, but I definitely do know that losing $500 million a year is not the move. Like, and they already own the designs of the shit. Not that Kanye could come up with new shit, but it's gonna be a struggle finding designers, I really feel like, and it's gonna be a struggle finding all this shit that I don't really think it's gonna be anytime soon that more shoes and shit come out like that. And people are still gonna be buying that shit. Like, let's be real. Y'all think that niggas are just gonna stop buying? There's an overwhelming amount of people that don't fuck with Kanye. Honestly, I think more people don't fuck with him than do fuck with him. His sales are definitely gonna drop, and he's gonna feel this shit. And I guess he's happy because this is exactly what he wanted. But it's like, at the end of the day, man, we gotta talk about the fact that these Kanye fans are completely delusional, out of their fucking minds, man. We already know this, but if you're a Kanye fan, you probably don't think that. You probably think he knows what's going on. Okay, so tell me this. If he has a whole master plan of what he's supposed to do and what's gonna happen, and he's just talking down on Jewish people and all these other people because he knows really what's the plan, then what do you think is the plan? This nigga has honestly, like, how come he didn't do this earlier? How come he didn't start independently from the jump, you know? How come he was like saying Sway didn't have the answers and shit if he had the plan this whole time? Obviously, I mean, he was trying to get out of the deals before, but this is way different than just getting out of the deal. Fucking, like, saying all this crazy shit is not only just fucking up your relationships with those companies you are working, but it's fucking up the relationship with companies in general. And all these fans are saying that this proves his point, but it's like, yo, what do you expect to happen when you have so much public backlash? Like, the overwhelming majority of people don't want to hear this shit. Honestly, they could have gone their whole lives without hearing this shit. This shit isn't revolutionary. Dude, listen to these interviews. This nigga be ranting nonstop for like 30 minutes, saying 10 different things at once. People cherry pick what he's saying, like maybe one thing that he's saying that kinda is cohesive, and then they say that he's a fucking genius and shit, man. Like, this shit is crazy. Honestly, it's pretty sad. This just shows that the American education system is failing us. No surprise there, man. And honestly, it's interesting to see what happened, but honestly, I don't really even give a fuck at this point about Kanye or any of this shit. So, I mean, I wish him the best, kinda, but not really. But at the end of the day, man, this nigga caused all this shit himself. And we're gonna look back on it in a couple years from now, and we're gonna be like, was it good or was it bad? And it's gonna be interesting to see the ramifications of what happened. But until then, man, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong about this shit. Maybe I'm not as woke as y'all. Let me know if I'm missing the point. Then let me know. Maybe he's doing something and I don't really know about it. But you know, at the end of the day, this is what it is. So, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.